We thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. Hey, we are going to be talking about the Fresno Grizzlies now. Joining us live in our Tower District studios today, I've got Jonathan, the Director of Marketing, right? And then Steven, you are the Media Relations Director.
Yes.
You guys, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us. This is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So, okay, I want to start with the Grizzlies last season, right? How the season went. There were some changes, obviously, this season from last season. Well, the season before last now. And going from AAA and changing the status. But despite that, you guys had a pretty exciting season. Who wants to take that question?
Yeah, we really did. It was so phenomenal to get to open our doors once again to all of our fans. Having no season in 2020 really was tough on everyone, right? It was tough on us. It was tough on our fans. The amount of people who reached out to us being like, oh my gosh, when is Grizzlies baseball going to come back? It was so heartwarming to us to hear, how many people really wanted to have the ballpark back open up. And like you said, we had a phenomenal year. We had a lot of really great activities. The players were phenomenal. It was a great season. So we're just so thrilled to have made it through and on to next year.
And the turnout was fantastic. I mean, it was a lot of people at the games this year.
Exactly, yeah. Especially our July 4th weekend was one of the best weekends we ever had. We had over 10,800 people come to our July 4th game, which was the 5th highest attended minor league game in all of the U.S. this year.
Wow.
So it was fantastic to have that crowd, the turnout. And, of course, you got to see some great baseball. Our team was one of the best teams in all of minor league baseball on top of it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what's happening now in the off season. Where are you guys at? What's cooking?
Yeah, of course. So it's a lot of planning for next year. Opening day's April 8th, which sounds like a long way away, but when you start to kind of nail it down, it starts to be right around the corner, right? So we're on sale with season tickets right now. Fans can go ahead and claim their seats today if they want to. Okay. We're getting ready to announce our promotional calendar, which will have lots of fan favorites. We're bringing back Star Wars Night, which we're super excited about. And we've got some new stuff coming too that, we're just taking this time to make sure next year is the best possible.
Yeah, we can't wait for our fans to come see the players too. We have a lot of newcomers coming through. Benny Montgomery, he's one of the top prospects for the Rockies coming through with us again. So a lot of great ball players, a lot of great fun for our fans.
Yeah.
When you think of Fresno, you think of the Grizzlies.
Absolutely.
And I think it's such a strong brand. And I think the other thing too is, the owner of Central Valley Talk, Mike Briggs, he worked when he was, at City Council. I'm pretty sure it was City Council. It was somewhere in the political world, and he really worked hard to getting a stadium downtown.
Yes.
And once that stadium hit and you guys opened, I feel like downtown changed, and it's continuing to change in a positive way.
Absolutely. We're really proud to be what is the cornerstone of a big portion of downtown. We were actually just talking with Mike earlier, and this year will be the 20th season at Chansey Park. So to think that we've hit that kind of milestone, anytime you do 20 years of something, you're doing something right. And we're so happy to have that impact on our community. It really always, for us, comes back to how we're affecting those around us, and to be able to help out all those small businesses and be here for 20 years is just so cool.
It's amazing, and we've had so many different players come through, and different organizations and coaches and people who've got to see great baseball throughout the years.
Well, I think, not to cut in here, but I think Steven brings up a great point that we have the really unique opportunity of introducing all of these people from out of California to Fresno, right? We've got baseball players not only from all over the country, but from different countries too, coming to play in Fresno, and their first experience not only in professional baseball, but the United States is our community, and that's something we really hold dear.
And seeing the ballpark too, the players, they come in and they just get wide-eyed and they're like, I get to play at this field every single day. This is amazing, and it's so amazing that these players get to have that opportunity, and then we also get to call it home as well.
Tell me a little bit about what the fans have said this past season.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the big thing is that, they're excited to be back, right? They're just really excited to be back watching baseball again. They get to come see the same family fun environment that they've come to know at Chansey Park. And a lot of them have found that this new brand of baseball being in Low A West is really exciting. All of these players are, 19, 20, 21-year-olds who are playing their heart out every single night.
Yeah, you'll see guys that will hit a ground ball and instead of just lazing go to first base, they're hustling and trying to beat out a play at first base, or they're diving after plays and making big opportunities to make sure they can get to the next level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the other thing, too, about being in single A, I can only imagine how many recruiters are watching these guys.
We have a lot of scouts.
Yeah, a lot of scouts that come through. I mean, we had over 30 scouts come through this year, about through 15 different teams that want to see if they have a chance of maybe having these guys come play for their organizations. But we love them enough. We want him to stay here with the Rockies organization.
Yeah.
What's the relationship today with the Rockies?
They're a great organization to be a part of. They really have our community's best interest at heart, which is something that even at the very, very beginning of our relationship with them, they made really clear to us that they want to have an impact on Fresno and an impact on our community. And you can see that with the players who come through. They already have instilled in them how important it is to get to connect with our fans. And obviously restrictions made it a little bit more difficult this past year. The league really watched after the players to make sure that none of the games got postponed or canceled. But we know that in the coming years, the players are going to be out in our community, want to be involved, and want to get to know our fans.
Well, it was crazy. One of our players this past year, Colin Simpson, he was a first baseman, and he came up to me and says, all these fans are here to see me play. This is amazing. And these guys aren't used to seeing these many fans at where they weren't in high school and college. So it's amazing that these fans came to support these amazing players.
It's such a great way to look at it, and I think the folks of the Central Valley are, just seeing what happened this first season of the change. Everybody here is like, hey, this is cool.
It is.
It's different, it's fun, it's exciting, and like you said, these are, if we think of it that way of, we're launching these guys' careers.
Absolutely. I mean, Zach Veen is the perfect example,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
Where we had the Rockies' #1 organizational prospect with us this past year. And you're right, to be able to see him at the very beginning of his career, right? You think about any of the phenomenal baseball players, Buster Posey, Tim Lincecum, who passed through Fresno, to get to see them and to have those memories, right? To be able 10, 15 years down the road. That's right. I saw Zach when he was in Fresno.
Jonathan got to touch Zach Veen's first home run baseball
Yeah.
before we gave it away.
Really?
And like,
Which
just to
is
say
insane.
that.
Yeah,
it was
his first
amazing for that.
professional ball, I got to go collect it for him after he hit it.
That's
and
awesome.
as a true baseball fan, to get to hold that piece of history, man,
Amazing.
chills.
This is freaking great. I want to talk. We have so many things to get to, but I want to talk now a little bit about the. Is there a change in the marketing department, and how long have you been the marketing director now?
Sure. So I joined the team in February of 2020, so a month before everything hit the fan, right?
Okay.
So my experience with the team was a month of getting ready for the 2020 season, and then the pandemic hit, and we kind of had to slam on the brakes with everything, right? So, there is a little bit of a change. We're definitely trying to be a lot more analytical with our marketing, and make sure that we truly understand what the fans want. But it's still the same Fresno Grizzlies that you come to expect. We still plays the tacos. We still really lean into that alter ego. We play
Parker's still there.
Exactly. Well, and that's the most important part,
Right.
right?
It is.
Of course. So a lot of it is the same Fresno Grizzlies that our fans have come to love. Now, obviously, we're adding our own spins to it. We've got the Fresno Lowriders, who are now in their 3rd season, which is part of a league-wide initiative that we're really honored to be a part of, and still pay homage to the agriculture community as well, because we know that at its core, that's what the Central Valley is, right? And we know how important that is to our community and to us as an organization. So we were really honored to still get to have pieces of that.
And even at the lower level, we still get to see amazing players. And as we said, we get to see players come through at the beginning of their careers and make it worthwhile. So then you can say, yeah, I got to see Zach Veen and Drew Romo play now. And down the line, in 5 years, we can say, wow, look what they've been able to do with the Rockies.
Well, that's a cool opportunity, right? We get to say this is the future of baseball. You know, no matter if 1 or 20 of these guys make it to the pros, this is still the future of baseball that, you know, your kids will grow up watching, your grandkids, that to get to see their beginning is huge.
Exactly.
For Stephen, you tell me a little bit about how long have you been with the media relations department now?
Yeah, so I actually started in 2016, but I actually grew up coming to Grizzlies games. My dad actually used to be a coach for the Fresno Grizzlies back in the
Really?
day.
Wow.
So I grew up watching the Madison Bumgarners, the Buster Posies, the Tim Lincecums back in 2008, back in 2010, and now being a part of saying the new brand here too, it's amazing to show the whole history.
Okay, and now I want to talk a little bit about you know, some of the players, the big names, some you just mentioned, that you know came to the Grizzlies, and now look at them. You compiled a list because our Mike Briggs wanted to know that, so. I'll let you take it away. You worked hard on this.
Yeah, I did. So we have 462 former players that have played for the Grizzlies that are now in the big leagues that have played at some point in their careers. And a lot of
And
guys
that's
have
only
come
over
through.
20 years.
That's over 20 years. Yeah, it's unbelievable to say something like that. So if you do the math, you can do the math in your head. It's a lot of players that have come through. We have 63 former first-round picks that have also played for the Grizzlies that are now in the big leagues as well. So Madison Bumgarner, Buster Posey, who just announced his retirement, Tim Lincecum for the Giants sensations. When we had the Astros, we had Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez. When we had the Nationals, we had guys like Fernando Rodney, who's one of the all-time best saves leaders in Major League Baseball history, Carter Kieboom. And now with the Rockies and the future with Zach Veen and Drew Romo. A lot of these guys compiled so many great records here in Fresno. Madison Bumgarner and Tim Lincecum were 7-1 when they played here as Grizzlies, and now look at their careers. They helped the Grizzlies win the Giants win 3 World Series, which is something that is amazing to say that they started here in Fresno and worked their ways to the top too. And I know Jonathan, you know, he's a big Giants fan too, has seen that through the history too, but we also won a World Series with the Astros and also the Nationals.
Yeah. What is Fresno's secret success with the Grizzlies?
I mean,
because you look at other major cities our size that don't have top of the line MLB, but they do have, you know, whether it's single A or triple A baseball, and the fan base really just isn't there. I'm not going to name the cities. I just have a few in my head, and just talking to people, you know, but. Yeah, this thing is working.
It is. Well, and a lot of it comes down to the fans, right? A lot of it is the fan support. And like Steven said, the Colin Simpson story on 4th of July is just exactly what we love hearing, right? These guys who are starting their careers get to be, oh my gosh, we have 10,000 fans coming out to watch us. And, you know, another part of it is our beautiful ballpark, right? We have an absolute gem of a ballpark that, you know, we've talked with the Rockies and they love getting to be a part of because you've got your low A players getting... Look at it. It's gorgeous, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to beat. That we're so lucky to get to be able to play in this stadium every single game.
Exactly. And for instance, July 3rd this past year, we were down 9-2 in the bottom of the 8th, and we came back and won 10-9 on a walk-off home run.
I remember reading that in the B.
It was unbelievable.
And it was all because of fan support, right?
Yes, the fans got so excited. They were excited at every second of that game, and our players taking the momentum and bringing it towards there. And through the years too, we've brought a championship here to Fresno in 2015. We've been to championship games in 2018 and in this past season too. And it's because of the fans coming and supporting the Grizzlies, and we want them to come bring more memories and bring more support for Grizzlies baseball.
You know, an interesting note is during this pandemic, we have seen an influx of people coming from San Francisco, moving to Fresno because they can work from home.
Right.
I mean, we just in the last 10 years, the city of Fresno has added like 50,000 people.
Right.
That's a whole another small city inside a major city. You know, Clovis is growing, Visalia is growing. the whole Central Valley is growing. So, with this increase in people, how do you guys stay connected to the fans and to bring new fans in?
Of course, yeah. So a lot of it is through our social media accounts. You know, we pride ourselves on being very active on social media and just trying to show people what our brand is about, right? What it means to be a Grizzlies fan, what it means to have a part in this community. And, you know, we also know that our fans are so passionate about our team that they're going to tell everyone they meet, all of their new friends and family, of, you know, hey, if you haven't yet, there's this gorgeous ballpark downtown that you can go watch professional baseball, really reasonably priced food, and you get to have a great evening. You know, even if you're not a baseball fan, there's something for absolutely everyone at your Chansey Park.
We have a great splash park and everything in between too, so it's a lot of fun.
That's right. I love that picture that my director just put up. That is a great picture.
It is, you know, and it really shows how phenomenal that stadium is when it's packed, right?
Exactly.
It really is. Just the fan support's amazing there.
It's great too. The weather's always nice too. We always have great weather too, so you don't have to worry about bringing a jacket to the game as well too. But it's something that we really want everyone to get involved with. And we talked about the social media aspect. We just put a thing about Buster Posey and his retirement, and people go, I remember when Posey played in Fresno.
Right.
And now you can see that he's now retired and hopefully on his way to a Hall of Fame career as well too. And now you can say the same thing with Zach Veen, with Drew Romo, and the future of the Rockies baseball that are here too.
You know, I think another thing that is a very, in my opinion, very successful for you guys is that you not only have the baseball games there, but you have city events.
Yes.
You have community events. So that brings maybe non-baseball fans at least down to the stadium.
It totally does. Yeah. We had
Does that help?
It does. We had Taco Truck Throwdown a few weeks ago, which, you know, is this really worldwide renowned event at this point, right?
Yeah.
So that was amazing to get to open our doors for that. We had a concert a few weeks ago that had 17,000 people at the stadium. It's crazy, right? I mean, to think
Who's
that
performing?
we had Grupo Firme, who was, you know, super popular, really big draw.
Yes.
And to be able to, you're right, have these groups that aren't your typical baseball event, right? It brings new fans who, you know, oh, wow, this stadium's really cool for concerts. I really should come to a baseball game next year. And it, more than that, helps bring people downtown.
And besides that, we also had high school events too, from football to baseball as well. Growing up, you know, being a high school player, my favorite memory was playing at my, you know, school's, you know, stadium or going to, you know, the pro stadium and saying, I got to play here while I was in high school. And so you bring the families in there too, and they go, wow, I remember when my son got to play here, and enjoy that aspect.
Yeah.
We've got just a couple minutes left. What's in store for the future? Anything else coming up? And then the second part to that question is, do you guys have anything to promote that's coming up before April?
Of course, yeah. So coming up, you know, again, April 8th is our opening day, and that's really what we have our sights set on right now, you know, is making sure that the upcoming season is the best one possible. Of course, you know, we started 2021 with some restrictions, and going into 2022 to have everything fully open, have a normal opening day is going to be amazing. So lots of sights set on that, and really what we're pushing right now is that you can buy season tickets today if you want. You can go to FresnoGrizzlies.com. You can go and call our ticket office. We've got representatives standing by ready to take your call. And you get to be a part of the 20th season of the Grizzlies in downtown Fresno, which is a cool opportunity.
Exactly. And you get to see some great baseball on top of it too. So we want fans to come get their season tickets so they can say they get to see the future of Grizzlies baseball.
Absolutely.
So you can say that I got to see Buster Posey, I got to see Tony Kemp, I got to see Carter Keyboom, and I get to see the future of Rockies baseball for next season.
And we're going to put up this. That's your website.
There you go.
Right?
That's our website.
Okay.
Yeah. So all you're going to do is you can go ahead and just click on that tickets tab, and then you'll have the ability to get in there and get your season ticket deposit. Yeah. Place your $100 deposit right there, that little green button, and you'd be all ready to go.
Wow. Not difficult at all.
No,
No,
and that's
not
the
at
goal,
all.
right? We want to make it as easy as possible for our fans, so they don't need to worry about that aspect. They just need to worry about coming to the game.
And with the holidays coming up, this could be a great gift.
Trust me,
No
it is.
question. Yeah, we will have some deals coming out in the next few days to next few
okay.
weeks for the holidays.
Okay.
We'll have some team store discounts and other ticketing discounts. But you're right, season tickets make the perfect stocking stuffer.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And then as far as looking ahead to, next year's season, the years after that, any thoughts on where you guys want to go, or do you want to just kind of keep doing what you're doing and providing quality entertainment?
Yeah, one of the biggest things for us is making sure it's a family-friendly environment, right? And any way we can constantly improve that to make the fans' experience at the ballpark better is something that we have our eyes set on. So we know that we're going to have a lot of really cool things to announce here in the next few weeks, both with promotional schedule and a couple other pieces that we're really looking forward to getting to push out to our fans.
And Parker wants to see you guys.
Yeah.
Parker misses everybody. He wants to come say hi to all of his friends and family and all of that too. Make sure you follow us on social media as well too. We want you guys to come see all the new cool things that we have in store.
Yeah.
FresnoGrizzlies.com to learn more. Jonathan and Steven, thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us. This was awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Our
thank you.
pleasure. We are going to take a quick break. I'm Austin Reed. We're coming to you from the Central Valley Talk Studios in the Tower District. Welcome back, everybody. It is 12:43 on this Wednesday, the 17th of November. I'm Austin Reed. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're having a good week so far. I cannot believe that Thanksgiving is basically a week from, it's exactly a week from tomorrow. That's just unbelievable. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. My next guest joining us live in our Tower District studios as we are looking at, I think this is, Save Mart Center, right, at near Fresno State. Matt with Exhibit Supply. You are the sales manager.
Yes, I am.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in, man. So tell me a little bit about Exhibit Supply.
So we are a company that does event displays and trade show displays, custom canopy, table cover, flags.
Very good.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay, well, that's a lot right there. Now, tell me, so how long have you been with, you were telling me just before the break today that you were with Exhibit Supply a few years ago, and then you left, and then you came back. So how long, when did you first start?
So I started with Exhibit Supply in about 2018,
Okay.
early 2019. And I loved it then. It was great going to events and stuff. My uncle's a superintendent for a company in construction for the union. And my family was just kind of harping on me because of the union factor. So I decided to give it another shot. And it just wasn't for me. The manual labor, just not for me. And the whole time I was working for the construction company, I was kind of kicking myself in the butt, wanting to go back for Exhibit Supply. Then come to find out, my buddy Jeff, the owner of Exhibit Supply, moved out to Fresno and became the official canopy of Fresno State Athletics. So that was even more an incentive for me to, to make the move back to Exhibit Supply. And doing so, it was a great move for me. I ended up getting the sales manager position, and I've just been having a great time here in Fresno, being the official canopy of Fresno State Athletics and just everything that Fresno has to offer us.
That is freaking awesome. And I mean, one thing about being, working with Fresno State, that is a huge, huge job.
Yes, it is.
Tell us kind of all the things that goes into that people wouldn't really think about.
So the football season, as you know, just is coming to an end. At least the home games are. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any of the viewers have ever been down to the Bulldog Boulevard, but that's something huge that they brought, and they're trying to really make it. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands.
Oh, you're good. I talk with my hands every day. I go like that. I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and I was watching George Costanza, and he's always moving his hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like him.
Right?
How ridiculous. No,
but So the Bulldog Boulevard is just it's blowing up pretty big. Next year is going to even be bigger than this year. There's live music going on, food trucks going on, the Players March goes on. There's a whole schedule for Bulldog Boulevard. And, of course, we're always set up there with the 10 by 20 as well as the other vendors. It's just a good time. Anybody that sees this that knows about Bulldog Boulevard, please come check it out. The Fresno State Athletics account, though, it's been phenomenal for us. All the barricade covers you see in the stadium, we did, as well as all the canopies at the Bulldog Boulevard as well. The Lexus Enzo Club, all their canopies and the cocktail table covers, we did as well.
So I want to talk a little bit about this tailgate mixer. When was this?
This was this past Saturday.
Okay, tell us more.
Oh, man, we had a blast. So it was the first Fresno tailgate mixer to do at the Fresno State football game. It was a huge turnout. We had about 100 people stop by. We had Bobby Salazar there as a sponsor, Sequoia Brewing as a sponsor, and then, of course, Fresno Chambers as well. And then, of course, Exhibit Supply did the amazing setup with about 1,200 feet of covered space.
Is this the video from that?
Yes, it is.
There it is. Wow.
And as you can see, the barricade covers there.
Yeah.
We did as well, like I said, Exhibit Supply, Fresno State Athletics, Bobby Salazar, as you see right there.
Yep. Oh, beautiful. So now for our viewers that are watching today, maybe they have a business, they have an event that's coming up. You guys are happy to work with anybody and everybody, I'd imagine?
Anybody and everybody. I mean, the networking is great. If you think you can use our services, give us a call, and we'll love to walk you through and try to help you put together a setup that does work for you. We hear time and time and again from clients that go through us that they started with just a plain blue canopy or plain white canopy, and they did good. But now that they went through us, got a custom canopy or an event display, and they tell us all the time, man, my sales jumped 2 to 3 times doubled,
Wow.
or 2 to 3 times more than when it was just a plain canopy. Yeah. And when you're at an event or a trade show or anytime you got your business out there like that, it's all about marketing and branding. And having custom canopies, table cover, flag, it just draws to your customer's eye. You stand out on top of anybody else. And that's really what we try to tell people. And it's like on the canopy, you have the peak, which is the top, and then the valance, which is kind of like the rectangle part of the canopy. And your valance is your main advertising space. And we try to, sometimes it's a headache dealing with customers because like, oh no, just leave it blank. That's how we want it. And we try not to do that. We really stand.
Well, it's about branding and imaging.
Exactly. And we really try to stand by our products. And, when we're putting a product out there for your business or something like that, or whatever you're contacting us for, we want to put out a product is going to benefit you and is going to get you calls and catches your customer's eye. And the balance is always your main part. So if you're trying to, direct them to your social media or your website, mm-hmm. that is what you want to use the balance for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so weird, like, seeing canopies, today compared to just 20 years ago. A lot of them have, the Facebook emblem, the Instagram logo,
exactly.
and, hashtag whatever, it is.
And I don't mean to cut you off right now, but I see the video that is playing.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to that.
Yeah, the video that was just playing. So that is our single-sided food booth package right now.
Oh.
No one else has anything like this. We have the options with the door in the back, windows in the front, 2 walls with mesh that is printed on. That is huge right now. We just dropped it on our website. We have pricing, double-sided, single-sided. If that's for a lot of the food vendors, especially because Fresno Street Eats and, which we're the official canopy of as well.
Okay.
When you're dealing in the food, the food business, that's key right there. That is a key piece that you need to have, because you're seeing everybody with, outside of windows and stuff, and it's just a bunch of space that doesn't have any print. You know, that's missed marketing and branding space.
Right.
And then as well, our canopies come with a fire certificate sewn in all of our canopies. So that way, if a health inspector or a fire marshal walks around, they will see a code that is registered with the California Fire Department.
Oh, wow.
And it will check back every time. You'll be good to go, indoor or outdoor, which is a big difference between us and the competitors as well.
Well, we're about to show you this next picture. Yeah, here it is. That is freaking awesome.
Yes,
I have
it is.
not seen a canopy set up like that before. And as you could see, everybody, there's you've got the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter. You've done the at Exhibit Supply. And even though there's a lot of information there, it still doesn't look too crowded. That's what I like about it.
Definitely. And see, the picture that you guys are looking at is for the valance part. That is really a 14-inch valance. Now we have the option of a 17-inch valance. So that's more space. That like you said, it's not busy. You get the idea. Yeah. But imagine a 17-inch valance now. I mean, it's really gonna capture your eye.
I love it. So you guys could do projects like this down to maybe just smaller stuff for local small businesses?
Yes, we can go from a 20-foot indoor trade show booth to a retractable banner, your normal banners, flags.
Yard signs? Do you do yard signs?
So we're a runoff company of Stay Tuned Print. We're the trade show division, Exhibit Supply.
Okay.
Stay Tuned Print does do everything printing, from business cards to yard signs, flyers, anything you need printing, they can handle you. And if you give us a call, we can direct you to that department.
Okay.
If you don't need our services.
Perfect. Turnaround time depends on the project.
So the food booth turnaround time is usually a week more on top of our regular time. So our regular time is 2 to 3 days for graphic design and 7 to 10 business days for production. So
bad.
throw an extra week on that for the food booth, but anything else, we can get it to you within that time. And it's more usually towards the 7-day mark. And sometimes if you need it in hand, in hand date, just let us know and we'll try to do our best to hit that mark.
I have a quick question. The restaurant, the kitchen setup, did that idea come around COVID time? Because so many more businesses were moving from outside to inside?
So it's
from inside to outside.
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. So we were actually the first time I was with Exhibit Supply, way back 2018, early 2019. I remember our boss Jeff, always pointing. We would be at an event, and he'd be pointing out, "Man, look, like this is something that we need to do. See the mesh walls, but it wouldn't be printed on. It would just look sloppy." Yeah. So he's actually been working on the food booth and getting a product like I said that we are proud to call Exhibit Supply product. Right. So he's been working all this time, and he's fine. I think my opinion, I think he's finally mastered the food booth, and yeah, I mean, it's no one else has anything like it. It's quality from the start.
Yeah, I love it. It looks freaking awesome. Exhibitsupply.com, that's where people can learn more, connect with you. Are you on that website too, or?
So I'm not. Okay. That's the official Exhibit Supply website. You can, if you want to contact me, my number is 559-507-0608. Or you can go to my Instagram, which is Matt_Exhibit Supply, and you can take a look around my Instagram, see what other companies have done and their ideas that they had on jobs. Send me the picture that you think that the setup that you would like, and I can get you your custom quote, and we can go from there.
I love it. Matt, good to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Exhibit Supply, check it out, everybody. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We're going to take a quick break. Hey, welcome back. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. Hey, we are talking about pets. We all love pets, right? Especially if you are a dog person or a cat person. And joining us live via Zoom today is Keyana, and she is the co-executive director with Valley Oak SPCA. By the way, we have a dog in the studio today. And come here, come on, Rico, come here, come here, come on, come on, come here. This is so random that we're interviewing you guys. Oh, come on. I don't know if you can see him. There he is.
Oh,
This
how
is
cute.
This is our producer's dog, Ebony, and Rico's hanging out with us here today. So perfect timing. So, all right, go back to mommy. Go back to mommy. Valley Oak SPCA. You guys are in Visalia.
Yes.
Now, tell us how long has Valley Oak been around now for?
30 years actually this year.
Wow! Oh, happy 30 years.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're very, very excited.
Now, you are the co-executive director. Kind of walk us through Valley Oak and everything that you guys offer and do.
Sure. Okay. So, we've been around for 30 years, but actually in 2016 is when we became a no-kill shelter. So that was a very big year for us. We separated the contracts from the city. So since then, we have been just the rescue, but we also have a vet clinic. So we do spay and neuter surgeries, almost everything. We are just waiting on our x-ray machine. So besides that, we do about 1,000 adoptions a year. We travel all over California. We go to Santa Barbara, Goleta, Ventura PetSmarts, adopt out animals. We take in major medical cases every month. If you're not so familiar with the Central Valley and the amount of abused and neglected animals, it is pretty high up there. So we do a lot.
So tell me a little bit about this big event. It's happening December 11th. It is the Walk-a-thon.
Yes, it is our 30th annual Walk-a-Dog-a-thon. So it's actually being hosted at our adoption center this year. So everyone will be able to see our facility. We're actually in the process of building a new facility. So it'll be on the grounds of our future home. So it's really exciting. We're going to have tons of vendors and food trucks, games, contests, big prizes, microchip clinic with vaccinations offering. We're going to have pictures of Santa Claus, lots of fun things.
I didn't read all the info about the Walk-a-thon, and now realizing it's 30 years. I didn't know that you guys have been doing the Walk-a-thon for 30 years.
Yes.
Though that's impressive.
Yeah, 30 years. So it has been along with Valley Oak SPCA. And this year we are changing it up just a bit. So I'm really excited to see the turnout. We're going to have some big food truck names out there with us as well. So this year it's a little different. Before we did a start and finish walk, this year it's going to be at your own pace. You show up in the morning and it's from 9 to 3. And from 9 to 11:30, you can just walk at your own pace with your dog. You can raise money for pledges. You can ask people, to donate $10 per 5 minutes you walk. And so whoever raises the most money gets some really cool prizes.
Tell us a little bit about the animal situation in Visalia in terms of how it relates to your guys' shelter.
Sure. So the population of the animals in Visalia is extremely high. We still have lots of backyard breeding going on. The city of Visalia actually has made it illegal to breed your animals, and they don't offer breeding permits anymore, which is amazing. And it's actually required to get your pet spayed and neutered now. So we are on the right track to help, kind of eliminate the unwanted pet population.
Mm-hmm.
But when our animal facilities get overcrowded, that means we are at desperate need to pool their animals so they don't get euthanized and adopt. So when people aren't adopting animals from the no-kill rescues, we can't help those kill shelters that are, the animals are in danger of being euthanized. So it is a huge cycle. If you adopt from us, you're not saving only the animal you're adopting, but you're now saving an animal that we can pool to put in that kennel that your dog lives in, or cats. So it is a big cycle, and one person adopting can make a huge difference in multiple animals' lives.
Tell us a little bit about the feral cat problem in Visalia.
Alrighty, so the feral cats. A lot of people kind of get this area confused a bit. So in Visalia, cats are considered free roaming animals. So cats can roam the streets basically legally allowed. The best thing though that our city has implemented is a TNR program. So what that is, it's a trap, neuter, release. We get the ferals, we spay and neuter them, we tip their ears. It's a universal sign that they're fixed, and then we release them back because they can live and they can kind of fend for themselves. And there's so many cats in Visalia and Central Valley that before, years ago, they would just euthanize all the ferals.
Right.
So now with this TNR program, we're saving lives and allowing them to go live happy outside. So Visalia offers free spay and neuter surgeries for the feral cats. There is Visalia Feral Cat Coalition too. They give vouchers for like a $20 surgery. And our clinic partners with the Feral Cat Coalition as well to do mass trapping. So that means, 100 ferals come in over the weekend and we spay and neuter them all. And then they go back to where they came from. And then the colonies is where they live and they get taken care of by the community. So it's a really amazing process when everybody gets together to help contain the population.
I know every single local SPCA, funding is different for each of you guys. For the Visalia chapter, are you always accepting donations? I mean,
Yeah.
how are you guys doing?
Yeah, so since we're a nonprofit, we only run off of donations.
Yeah.
So we take physical donations of toys, blankets, food, and then you can do monetary donations through our website as well. You can sign up and do monthly donations, and that's how we are able to maintain our mission to save the lives all around us. And we don't have a jurisdiction, so we can save animals' lives all throughout the state, out of state, and everyone's donation goes directly back to our adoption center and the animals that we care for.
Okay, real quick, promote again the 30th annual Walkathon, December 11th.
Yes, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can sign up on our website. It's www.vospca.org. It's $20 a person. You get a bandana, a raffle ticket, a Polaroid picture, and an event t-shirt. And you sign up, you raise some money, you walk your dog, and you eat some good food.
Sounds like a very, very awesome event. Keyana Miller, right? Keyana
Yes.
Miller? Okay, very good.
Yes.
Valley Oak SPCA, you are the co-executive director. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I'm Austin Reed. Thank you for joining us. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We'll be right back.